Hey guys, welcome to the Vision Panorama podcast. I want to take this opportunity to invite you to come along this journey with me. I want you to do 3 very simple things for me. Things that will not cost you a penny, things that you will not have to break any sweat on, but at the same time will mean the world to me. First of all, I want you to subscribe to this channel if you've not done so yet. Secondly, I would like you to like the content. And last but not the least, I would like you to comment in the comment section. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to know your opinions because I genuinely want to know what you think about the things I talk about. And if you like the content, also do well to share. So come along with me on this journey. Let us do Vision Panorama together. It's World Cup time. Yes. Is it la 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 la? No, it's not la la. It's also not waka waka. I think this year is a different song. I think it's ore ore oreo ore. Yes. It's World Cup time. It's that time of the year. This is the greatest football competition ever in the world. It's not just the greatest football competition. It's just the greatest sports competition in the world, and this year it's the biggest ever because usually we play with 32 countries, 64 games in total, but this time around is with 48 countries and there are going to be 104 games in total. So it's gonna be massive, and I'm very excited for this year's World Cup. But let me put the excitement away for a second because there is a lot of commotion and fuss around this year's World Cup because it's being played in 3 different countries and there are so many controversies surrounding this particular World Cup, from visa rejections to the pricing of the tickets, pricing of the hotels. So many things happening off the field that is gonna influence how people perceive this World Cup. Personally, I don't know why, but this year I'm not really as excited as I usually am. Maybe the excitement level is really low because of where I'm coming from, and I even have to confess I did not even know the World Cup was starting last week. I was just talking to a friend Thursday afternoon and he was like, "Are you gonna watch the game tonight?" I'm like, "What game?" And he was like, "You know the World Cup is starting tonight, right?" I'm like, "Really? Tonight?" I thought it was gonna happen in the weekend. And also, to start a World Cup on a Thursday, that's also a bit odd. Normally World Cups are started either Friday evening, Saturday afternoon, but Thursday afternoon at 1 p.m. local time, I find that to be very odd because at 1 p.m. people are at their workplaces, people are in school. So how then will you kickstart a World Cup at that time? And aside from that, you also have the geographical time zone. Europe, for example, is leading the hosting countries between 6 to 8 hours, which means that some of the matches will be played in the middle of the night or very late in the night here in Europe. You can have matches like 1 a.m., 3 a.m., 5 a.m. I think all of this has also played a role in how people are viewing the World Cup. But a World Cup is still a World Cup, right? And just going back on the stories, many of these controversies, having all these refusals, denial of visas and so on and so forth. I think one of the standout cases was the Somalian referee Omar Atan, I believe, who flew all the way from Somalia to the United States only to be rejected by the border officials of Miami, which is really sad because Omar was recently recognized as the best referee in the whole of Africa. For him to just travel to the World Cup to officiate the games and, be asked to go back home, even though he had a valid visa, it's really crazy because he had a single entry visa to the United States of America and he also had a diplomatic passport. So with these 2 travel documents, you should be allowed to enter and do what you came to do. Aside from him, there were so many cases of, players not being allowed to, enter the United States of America. Cases of, staff members within national teams that were not allowed to enter, and even the fans. I mean, if players are not allowed to enter countries, if certain players are having to go through difficulties before they can enter, and some are even being rejected, how much more the fans that are coming to support? It's really not good for a tournament of this magnitude because this is a World Cup, which means that it is for the entirety of the world. So I think it's unfortunate. The Somalian referee that got refused, the news went so global that it increased his popularity. This refusal has even ended up opening extra doors to his career. He's been given opportunity to officiate in other big matches. I think he's going to officiate the UEFA Super Cup in Europe in the month of August, which is a big deal. So you can see how this rejection has opened extra doors for him. He has become even more popular than he actually was. And you also have this thing with the pricing of the tickets. The numbers are crazy. They are astronomical. A regular ticket to go and watch a game is between 300 and 1,000 euros. And if you want to watch one of those big games, like let's say France and Portugal, or Brazil and Germany, for example, those tickets are somewhere around 1,000 euros just for a single game. The average ticket price for the final is in the 5 figures. We are talking about 10,000 euros or 10,000 US dollars and above just to go and watch a final. That's crazy. I mean, just turn on the television in your living room and watch, because 10,000 euros to go and watch a final, like so many things going on and around. And I find it to be very, very sad in a way, because, you know, this is football, and football is supposed to bring people together. Football is supposed to be about what is happening in the stadium, what is happening on the pitch, and not all the noise that is happening outside of the field. But I hope once the games get started, you know, all these noises will be relegated to the background and people will actually enjoy football, because that is what the World Cup is, and that is what we are expecting. And also, this is the first World Cup ever that a host nation is at war with another nation that is competing in the tournament, which is the United States and Iran. It has never happened before, but by the look of things, there is a peace deal at hand. So let us hope that this peace deal will be signed and everything will be okay. Sometimes I wonder how this whole visa thing started. When I think about some of these visa regulations and like the things that people have to go through to get a visa just to attend a tournament or just to travel temporarily, sometimes I ask myself, like, how did we even get here? Because going back in history, about 400 years ago, when our forefathers, my great-great-grandparents were in their homes in Africa minding their own business, some people from elsewhere went to Africa. They did not need any special travel documents as far as I'm concerned, nor did they need any visas to be able to go to the countries in which they went to. But now that the descendants of our forefathers are traveling in the opposite direction, now you see all these restrictions and you need a visa, and apart from a visa, you need this travel document, you need this document A, B, C, and D. Like so many things you need to go through just to be able to visit a different country, even temporarily, just for this World Cup tournament. And yeah, it's really unfortunate, but let's hope the tournament itself is gonna be the best ever, because like I said, 48 teams, 104 games in total. There's also one thing worth noticing about this year's tournament, and it's in relation to Africa. Like, this is the first time I've seen Africa so united. I'm like, wow, can Africa be this united? And it was not necessarily for a good cause, and you probably know what I'm talking about. The way the whole continent came together to hate watch South Africa playing against Mexico, that was madness. Like everybody, every country in Africa was supporting Mexico against South Africa. From Morocco to Burundi to Congo to Ghana to Sierra Leone to Benin to Burkina Faso to Ivory Coast. All the countries in Africa were hate watching South Africa. I was like, wow, so Africa, we can unite like that. Maybe we can channel this unity to things that are more important, because if we can be this united, then Africa will be unstoppable. Because one of the issues that is plaguing the African continent is lack of unity. There is so much division, and Africa has so much potential. But because of our divisions, because everyone wants to go his or her own way, we are not maximizing our potential, and that's really sad. So if we can come together for a cause like this, hate watch one of our fellow countries, then we can unite ourselves for greater things. I feel for the South Africans a bit. I mean, personally, I've always been a proponent of sports being separated from politics, because politics is very divisive. Politics is always controversial. There are always fights and confusions here and there. But sports unite. Sports is one of the avenues where people are always united, where people, regardless of who they are, where they come from, the color of their skin, their religion, their gender, their age, whoever they are, come together to enjoy a beautiful game. Whereas politics, it's always, division, and this person says this and this person says that. For me, if we can, as much as we can, let us just separate sports from politics, because once we allow politics to infiltrate sports will be contaminated. It will not be the same thing it was, because sports is meant to unite. Sports is meant to bring people together. I really hope this World Cup will be an exciting one. As the games progresses, I think the focus will be more about the games and what's happening on the pitch than everything that is happening outside. Let us hope to have the best World Cup ever. I don't know if you guys have any early predictions. Who do you think is gonna win the World Cup? Personally, I'm not gonna make any predictions, because people will come after me if I begin to mention countries, but we all know who is gonna win the World Cup. I have two countries I'm supporting, but let's see what happens. Just let me know in the comment section what you think about everything that is happening around this year's World Cup. All right, bye bye.